Hey guys, Jsnow, another WoW video for you guys. This is the upper Blackrock Spire level 90 version. So this is only for a limited time until Warlords of Draenor actually comes out, or fully releases I should say. And so this is like a kind of a teaser of what Warlord Dungeons would be, and you can try it out now on the live servers. So right here in this video I'm just going to go over mostly tanking and just basically ramble and talk about how the instance went. So first the stat squish. As you can see right away, we're doing very little damage, like 1,000 crits, and I don't have any more vengeance. So now the game seems to be more going into a slower approach. So you now have to really watch out for mechanics. So on these mobs, I have to watch out for the rallying banner. So when they drop that banner, that has to be killed immediately, because otherwise, as you can see, that red circle just gets bigger and bigger, and then it starts pulling other mobs, pretty much leading to an instant wipe. So it's definitely interesting to see that, normal mobs are a little bit harder. I mean, the scaling might still be off in some instances. I heard that low-level dungeons are having, like, really bad tuning problems. But hopefully those will be fixed by the time Warlords actually comes out. So now we have our first boss, called Orebender gor'ashan. So this guy is what is he? He's part of the Dark Iron clan, or whatever you want to call it, but I'm just going to go over the basics of what he does. So, first thing you want to do is you want to get on this platform, because if you see that little spinning blue ball running around the field, that thing does a truckload of damage. Like, pretty much, if you're not a tank, like 3 hits and you're pretty much dead. And what this guy does is he gains energy from the big boxes. The big boxes that are on the lower platform. And what a person has to do is click those boxes to stop the power. So right here, that person went down, clicked the box, and thus stops the boss from pulsing more AoEs that will just stack into pretty much unhealable amounts of damage. So this was a pretty fun boss overall, because it was just a simple mechanics, you gotta pay attention to, and the dungeon journal is now updated, so now each class can look up what to do. So right here, he actually powers up 2 conduits. That's a name, not boxes. But our DPS, or the guy who ever went down, only grabbed 1, so I had to actually run down, which was probably not the smartest idea. But I had to run down and turn off that second one, which, as you can see with my HP, almost got me killed. So, with bosses overall and Warlords, you're really going to have to pay attention to mechanics, but as long as you do the mechanics of the fight, for the most part, you will defeat the boss pretty easily. So, we did almost lose one guy right here, but the boss went down pretty simply. So, overall, Orebender, fun fight. As far as loot, you actually have to loot the boss, so there is no loot rolls or anything like that at the moment. So if you got loot, you'll get loot off the boss. If you didn't, you'll be like me and get 3 measly gold. Right here is another trash pack, just to show off some more mechanics. So with this pack, you have one guy that heals, one guy that shoots a disruption beam, a debilitating ray or something like that. Pretty much, if the beam hits you, you're gonna die. It's as simple as that, because if you let the beam go off, it eventually stacks to unhealable levels. So, right here just showing how you actually have to focus on one mob, make sure that debilitating beam never goes off, kill it, then make sure you kill the healing mob, which keeps healing this big guy right here, and then just make sure you don't stand in the big guy's eruption spell. So that was another kind of cool trash pack. So this guy, Kyrak, so there's some interesting lore behind him, but once again, I'm just going to go into the fight itself. So, he has 2 little dudes, and then you have Kyrak. So, the 2 little dudes, they do their normal spells, like Eruption, same thing as the ones shown before. But the big guy, Kellock, uses buffs. Basically, he uses rejuvenation potions, and he heals up the other 2 little dudes. So, what you need to do is make sure you dispel the healing buff off the little dudes, and kill them as fast as possible. Because I actually wasn't doing that in this video, because I wasn't sure. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to, like, tank them wherever? I was running around, like, pretty much just mindless. So, the DPS took down the little dudes, and then you just want to keep making sure that debilitation ray, or whatever, debilitating fixation ray, or whatever you want to call it, you need to interrupt that every single time, otherwise the boss deals massive damage to somebody or something like that. You basically just don't want that going off. Now we're fast forwarding into the fight a little bit, because pretty much all he does once the 2 little dudes are gone is he does the fixation ray, and then he drops a toxic potions all over the floor. So you just don't want to stand in the green stuff, because the green stuff will also kill you. And the green stuff does like a really huge amount of damage. I'm not exactly sure how much, but you just do not want to be standing in that at all. Otherwise, nuke down the boss. He does try to heal himself. You can dispel the heals. But overall, simple, fun fight. And once again, gold. Always the gold. Now this fight, Commander Tharbek or something like that. So this fight was pretty funny because this is really a hard, intense fight. If you don't, pretty much the mechanics will kill you no matter how much gear you have. It's insane. So first, I guess you have to DPS down his mount as fast as possible while avoiding, if you're like a ranged DPS, while avoiding his axe throws. So he throws an immune axe, and as you can see, right there, somebody just randomly died, so I'm assuming he got killed by the imbued iron axe throw. So you really don't want to be in that. Now his mount shoots fire, just like every other dragon in this game. But that fire literally kills people within like 2 seconds, so if you don't immediately run the second you see fire come out of that dragon's mouth, it's like another instant kill. Which maybe is a little bit overtuned, but if you avoid it, you won't die, so to say. Now, once you kill the mount, the guy jumps off, or Tharbek I should say, jumps off the mount once the mount is low, and then this is where the real fight begins, where he starts throwing about 3 flaming axes, and these flaming axes hit for a truckload. Now, I'm not really sure how these axes work, but they seem to just randomly follow people. So, pretty much you have to kite, as a tank, I had to kite the boss around and get him away. And you also get help from this blue dragon, so once again, there's some lore behind this blue dragon. Apparently you saved them back if you played vanilla, or basically before WoD, you saved this blue dragon in some special event, so there's some lore behind this that's pretty cool, but otherwise he just seems to really just auto-hit the boss. He does do a breath, but I wasn't seeing anything like really useful coming out of this dragon. It's just like, ooh, a blue dragon is here to kick some ass. So, pretty much I just had to, as a tank, just had to keep kiting the boss, and as you can see right here, the fire axes keep, I guess they hone on to somebody, I'm not exactly sure, but they're just really, really tricky, and we lost another DPS to the axes because they just deal so much damage. Plus the boss gets enraged and he does 50% extra damage once you reduce them to about 50 or 70% health. So it's really a very intense healing fight. I started to panic a little bit because I'm running right through the flaming axes. I'm like, hey, everybody don't go through the flaming axes, and I'm just running through them like there's no tomorrow. And pretty much that's it for this fight. It's really just all about avoiding getting axes thrown at you, avoiding getting hit by flames, and avoiding what other ability. So overall, a very intense fight. Actually, the pack mobs leading up to this boss is even harder, I would say, because it's a little bit bugged a bit. Like, I think a priest did an AoE and pulled like half the raid out of nowhere. Thanks for watching. You can check out my channel for more WoD videos. If you guys have any questions about the dungeon itself or anything, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. This dungeon actually is a little bit longer. I forgot to mention this. There's like 2 extra bosses, but we only, for the pre-patch expansion, for the pre-patch, we only get to do the first 3 bosses. So I'm sitting here right like, where's the, it's like, can I have some more bosses, please? It's like, where's the rest of the bosses? So thanks for watching. See you guys.